Tyler, you have been at a 10. You've been at above a 10 according to our graph.
Yeah,
Where
12,
are you? Yeah, you've been off the charts right now. Happy.
Yeah.
Where are you today?
So 80% into the INTZ game, I was at a 15. I was over the moon, Arda. I was so confident in Team Liquid. They were, as I said, having one of, if not the best play-in performance of all time. They were mowing through a very tough competition when the wildcard level has upgraded since previous years. And then I kind of remembered why Team Liquid can be so frustrating, right? Brox's champion pool is going to be tested in the main event. I think he looked amazing on Graves. Excellent Graves player. When he had Graves, he was popping off. His Lilia was terrible. It was Shadow Evelyn's level of not great. Most Lilias in this tournament haven't looked great, but Brox's also got caught out of a bunch, wasn't very effective in team fights. His Lee Sin in the first game was decent. Didn't really get a snowball early, didn't snowball any lanes. He was good in team fights, but overall, nothing to really hang your hat on, nothing to really praise to Evely. I think Broxa is, as I've said before the tournament started, he is the key piece. We need to see Broxa play better. We need to see him take control of these early games more. When he has, as we saw today versus Legacy, when he can get that early control, when he can get ahead early and actually snowball his lanes, Team Liquid is scary. They can play a bit faster. They can snowball their lanes quickly. And when you have impact on Shen or on a unit, like when he can, ult in and have that universal ultimate, it becomes very, very scary because I think the team, laning-wise, they are sturdy. They're not going to get rolled over by many teams. I think Tactical and Core JJ, from what I've been told by a few people I'm talking to, they're quite respected by a lot of the scrim partners they have. A lot of people think very highly of Tactical. People think Tactical is, not only a, diamond in the rough in North America, he's a diamond in the rough overall. He's a very heralded player. Core JJ, obviously, world champion. Jensen, we've said, not a talent player. If it's not Rookie or Caps or any of those 10 out of 10 players, he's going to either go even or smash them. And Impact is all reliable. He's top die. It doesn't matter if he's had the worst regular season of all time. It doesn't matter if it looks like he's been sleeping throughout the entire year. When Worlds comes, he wakes up and he dominates. So if Broxa can play well, and if he does, he can show that he can play more than just the Graves, I'm very optimistic about Team Liquid. But the INTZ game did bring me back. It did, it brought back my expectations a little bit. So I'm not a 10 out of 10 anymore. I'm at a 9 out of 10. Still very happy. Still very excited to see Team Liquid. If Team Liquid goes to Group A, hopefully, hope to God, they go to Group A of Suning and Machi and G2. There's a chance they can make top 8. I think that's a very competitive group. I don't know if they can make the first seed, but I do think they can compete against Suning, maybe steal a game from G2 in a World. And I think I would actually favor them over Machi. So if they get to Group A, there's a chance they make top 8. So overall, I'm optimistic. Again, this is not a 10 out of 10 does not mean I think NA is winning Worlds or going to semifinals or even having the greatest tournament of all time. A 10 out of 10 is I feel good about where the NA teams are sitting. A 10 out of 10 is I feel like one of these teams, maybe even two of these teams, can make top 8. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. If a team makes the finals, we're going to have to make a moon graph where I'm just on the moon with a NASA sign on it and planting the flag of Jensen or Bjergsen on the moon because I will be out of this world. I will be lighting fireworks in my room, as I've said many times before. But right now, 9 out of 10. I can see the issues with Team Liquid. I think I do believe in Broxa, though. Broxa is a world finalist, but his Lilia wasn't great. His Lee Sin was meh. His Graves is amazing, but you can't always rely on Graves, especially when people are seeing Graves have so much success in the playing stage.
One of the holy trinity, right? Undefeated at Worlds. Anybody that plays Graves.
Graves, Ornn, and Orianna.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, if INTZ did anything, they stole 1 point away from Tyler's optimism in North America. So that is their legacy, so to speak. At the 2020 League of Legends World Championships. Of course, they are eliminated at this point. So then we look forward. I was actually going to ask you about where Team Liquid could land and doing a little bit of hypothesizing, but I'm going to save that for another show because we're up against it here. So we'll tease that for another show before we get to the group stage. Spoiler, though, Team Liquid can only join Group A or B because
Group A good, Group B bad. That's
So
it. That's
we'll save the explanations for another show.